What a good girl. Are you ready for your haircut? Hey, it's hot outside. Okay, you gotta stand up straight though. Here we go. Hello, today I am going to clip this Yorkie really short for summer. She's a little bit matted closer to the skin and she hasn't been bathed yet. And sometimes I bathe them first and then clip them, but in this case she's pretty knotted, like closer to the skin. So I'm just gonna shave her with a 7F, which is the shortest blade that I go for shaving. So that's a 7F, and I'm using my cordless clippers. Now she doesn't really cooperate a lot, so she will be moving around, but this goes to show you how, you know, most dogs are. They don't stand still, so I'll have to just keep on, you know, setting her up and make her stand up, right? Alright, so what I normally do is I start from the back of the neck, or just back of this loop here, and then get that later, and I work my way down the back and down the sides and down the legs. And sometimes you gotta just pull the skin tight with your hand if it wrinkles up or the dog's not standing like straight like this dog is. You gotta really stretch the skin because you don't want to catch any wrinkles. So this is just a rough clip because I do have to bathe her. So I just like to get off what I can before the bath, and then I'll bathe her, dry her, and re-clip her. She's got a lot of knots close to the skin there. And I'm supporting her leg in my hand, just like this. And while you do the leg, you can use your hand to move the skin towards you, so you can get some of that hair off. Always be careful of the delicate areas, which is right here. You can see this loose skin. You don't want to cut into it, right? You'll cut it. And under the armpit, that can be easily cut, so you have to be really careful of certain areas of the dog and angle your clipper properly. And she's holding up her leg by herself, aren't you? You're helping me, huh? Are you helping me cut your hair? Yeah. Alright, while her leg's up, I'm just going to get underneath here and a little bit under the belly. And up the leg. She doesn't like her legs to be done very much. Alright, so I like to come from behind them. I put my arm right through, underneath the dog, like right through here. And I hold the leg up this way. She helps me though. See her leg? It's going up by herself. And then I just be careful of this area here. There we go. Just kind of turn you around a little bit. Come here. Then I get this area right here. Be careful of the skin here. I'm holding it with my fingers. Be very, very careful there. Always make sure you can see where the skin is, especially where the skin is loose. Just coming down the other side. Now just a quick clip. This is just a quick clip, so I'm not worried about getting everything. I just want to get the basic off just so I can bathe her better. Also, there's thin skin right here, so you don't want to really, you know, cut into there. You can go from the side, or make sure you know where it is and hold it in your hand. And she's going to help me lift her leg. She's doing it herself. Never force a dog to bend a different way. Always go with how they bend. Because sometimes, you know, dogs don't have, you know, good joints, or they have arthritis, or they just can't bend a certain way. Just like people, right? So usually you can tell how far you can bend them, or they do it themselves. Some dogs are like bendable everywhere. Oh, when you got a messy bum. So I'm just going to go over that really gently over the rectum there. And when I do this area here, I put my hand here and I kind of twist the skin. Not twist the skin, but I'm pushing the skin out so I can get this hair here without cutting the skin. Alright, let me do your front leg. Oh, I know you raise it so high up, eh? There we go. I'm being careful of the armpits. Always using a light touch. And right here, I got my fingers on the skin, this finger here, so I'm kind of like holding it together. Okay, since she wants to lay down, it's hard to make her stand up. I'm just going to get the back of her neck here. Alright, you're going to have to stand up for your head. Yes, you are. Let's see if I can get her up. Okay. I got to do under your neck. Oh, she's really matted in this area. Always use a light touch. If it gets stuck, make sure you can see what's there. Sometimes they have, you know, like a growth there or something like that you don't want to cut off, like a warty thing. If your clipper gets stuck, you want to make sure it's just the hair and nothing else. There, I got your body done. Look at you. I'm going to cut a little bit more off under your chin there. And your cheek. There we go, baby. Now for her head, she's going to be getting a short head, so I'm just going to go ahead and clip her head a little bit. I just use the clippers. I use a 3F, which leaves it a little bit longer than the 7F, and this is just a rough clip again, so I'm just going to take a little bit off her the top of the head. I could have just washed it and then dried it and then clip it, but she honestly does not like the dryer and gives me a hard time, especially with her head. So it's best to, you know, get the hair off, as much hair as you can, because it'll be less hair to dry, right? So I'm just going down her cheeks here. I can feel some mats, which I might have to go closer. No, I think you can lift up her ear. Yeah, it went through. Let me see the other side. I just lift up her ears. And then it'll make drying easier for you, right? Because I know you don't like it. You're going lower and lower and lower. I'm just taking off the side of her nose. And this side. There you go. You're all ready for the bath now. Okay, so I washed her and I dried her. She does have a little bit of dandruff. And she's all ready to be re-clipped. So I did clip her nails. If you want to see a video on that, I do have a nail playlist. I'll put that down below in the description. You can go have a look at how to cut the nails. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is to clean out her pads. And I'll show you how I do that. Alright, so you want to face the dog in the direction of how you're going to clip their pads. So I faced her the other way so I can lift up her leg. And this is her back leg so I can see the pad. You want to make it comfortable for the dog. I use my little mini Bravura clippers here, which is a 30 set in. You can use any clipper. You can use a 10 or a 30 or a 40. If they're matted, you have to use a 40. If you just want a clean, a really clean foot, you can use a 40 or a 30 or a 10 is even safer. And this is a 30 set in. I just use a very light, light pressure and get the hair out. She doesn't have any mats. And I just do the same on each foot. I like this little clipper because it's good for little dogs, right? Little dogs' feet. So, sometimes I'll just take off the, the hair that's on top so you can see what you're going to be shave off. No, stay still, honey. I know they do move. So basically I just do one scoop there, one scoop there, stay. And, no, don't pull away. Yeah, that's what happens sometimes. They do move. You stay, honey. You stay, honey. Okay. No. Okay, relax. And then I get some of the side hair off as well. And just above the big pad there. Just like that. Okay, and if they move, it does take longer. So you just want to clean out the pad like that on each foot. There, a nice clean pad. She doesn't have any knots in there. So that's good. Good girl. What a good girl. She stays still very good. There we go. The next thing I do is the groin. Now the shortest I go on the groin is a number 10. Sometimes I use a 7F. So I got my adjustable Bravura clippers. These ones are bigger than the one you just saw. And they're adjustable as well, all the way up to 40, 10 to 15 to, I believe 10, 15, probably 30 and 40. So I'll put it on the 10 setting and have them stand up, and I lift their leg to where they're comfortable and just use a light touch and get all that hair off. Just be careful of the private area. Never use it like a heavy hand. Don't go, like, you don't want to go too close because the dogs will end up, licking themselves. And while I'm here, I'll just go a little bit up the belly. What a good girl you are! And I got some of it from the other side, so I'll just clean that up. Nice and clean under there. Alright, so now she's ready for her re-clipping of her body and her legs and her head. And what I do is I take my soft slicker and I brush all her hair in the opposite direction, going toward her head and up on the legs. And the reason I do that is to make the hair stand up. Because if the hair is all flat, like if you didn't brush it, it's all flat, it's not going to really cut much. It'll be all uneven. So doing this, you get an even cut, a more plush look. So I'm just going to reshave her. Sorry if my arm's in the way. I don't have a cameraman, but anyways, at least you can see, right? Then you can just recheck it afterwards. I usually do that at the end, but just want to show you, so if there's any leftover hairs, you can get them all, and that gives you the nice even look. Just brushing up all those straggly hairs, and then you can cut them. And also what I'm doing is I'm just turning the skin, like pulling up the skin. Be careful of that skin. I'm just rolling the skin outwards. Alright, onto the front leg. As soon as I touch her leg, she picks it up for me. Are you helping me? Yeah? I get underneath. While she's lifting her leg, I can get all this stuff here. Sometimes the underarms are really hard to get, and they're kind of hard to get, you know, with this big clipper and a big blade. So just take your blade, you know, a number 10 blade or whatever, and you can get right in the armpit there, just being careful. You can just roll the skin forward, you know, and you can pull it out like this. You can see all the hairs, and just use your 10 very gently. Or, you know, roll it out the other way. Now, skin is very flexible. It can be, you know, pulled in any way. It's not going to hurt the dog. Some dogs have really, really deep armpits. It's hard to get at, and they're matted. So just use your number 10. Sometimes you have to use a 40. You can use your thumb here and just kind of roll out the skin. Just don't take off too much from here, or you get a big bald spot. So you're just aiming for the underpit. See how far in? It goes way up here. Deep, deep armpit. So you can just pull the skin out, right? And then just kind of hold it in a way and clip it. I also shave her tail off. It's very simple. There we go. Just go with the grain. Be careful under the bum. You don't want to grab any skin here. There we go. Cute little tail. I can tidy up the ends after. So I'm going to reclip her head, but I'm going to go shorter. I'm going to use a 5F because the owner does want her short. 7F I think will be like really short. So I just follow the growth of the hair. Over top of the ears. And I'll go toward the eyes. Come here. Then I'll use my number 10. Come here. She just likes to put her face way up in the air. I'm just going to get all this hair off here between her eyes. I'm using a very light hand. I'm not going right against the skin. There we go. And I'm just going to make a little V right here. Like that. I'm going to use the number 10 on the tip of her ears. She's got really big ears, so I cut quite a bit off on both sides. I'm just laying the clipper flat. And I use my fingers to hold the sides of the ears, and that way I can get a little bit more off. And then I'll use my scissors. Then I'm going to trim her bangs. Got long eyelashes, I'm going to trim those too. Just comb everything forward. It looks like she has that little like cowlick right by her eye, like right on the top of the eye there, which makes it look like a bald spot right here. You can see that? So I didn't do that, it's just there naturally. So if I go closer, hopefully it'll just blend in. Let me see. I want to trim those eyelashes, they're very long. Yay! You're getting there. You're getting there. Come here. No, she doesn't like her nose to be trimmed very much. So she might show her teeth. I like to get off this brown stuff here. And what I do is this is the part she hates. But you have, no. You have to get it off because all this hair here is going in her mouth. And that's not good, right? It can wrap around the teeth. So I just gotta be careful she doesn't try to bite me. And my hand is behind her head. Come here to hold her. I can kind of sense when she's gonna bite. So I just use caution. I know. Let me just get that off because do you want it in your teeth? And this brown stuff here. They have a fold here by their lip. So you can just pull that back and get off that hair that's there. It's a little fold here, and it always, collects food, and it's always more brown than the rest of the hair. So just cut that short, and it'll make the face look better. Because otherwise, it'll be two brown spots just, sticking out. It's always stained. Are you getting there? Yes, you are. Hang on. Okay, turn this way. Alright, I'll just trim a little bit right here, and then I'm just going to do the ears and finish up her head. We're getting there. So her ears, what I do is I put them together, like I close them, like, see how they're open? I just like kind of fold it, and then I just trim off all that hair. And then, gotta use caution here. I just trim the edges of the ear here. Just slightly to the ends. Be careful not to cut it. Oops, sorry, sweetie. She's got sensitive ears, like kind of like an ear infection. So she's a little nervous. Are you a little nervous? It's okay, baby. We're almost done, so I'll do the same to the other ear. I'm folding it in half and just trimming off any hairs that are hanging past the ear. Yeah, I know. Oh, she's got infection. You can see her ears, they're a little bit, what do you call it? Like cauliflower in there. It's okay. So I don't want to cut too much. It's going to irritate her. It's going to irritate you. There, look at that. Then I will check her feet. brush them upwards and just trim any hairs that I didn't get with the clippers. There we go. She's fussy with that, so I'll check them all later. So I'll just do that with each foot and just make sure I get around the dew claw here. Yes, girl. Alright, so what I do now is I just get my thinning shears and I tidy up any lines that are sharp looking that I did with the scissors, or just kind of, you know, want it blended in. I just take my thinners and go around areas that can be improved. Just like that. You're pretty good with your face. This dog used to be really, really difficult for grooming, and since she's been coming in often, she improved a lot. So if you have a dog that doesn't like to be groomed, get the dog groomed on a schedule every 4 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks at the most if you're going to do this kind of haircut. But the more coat you want left on the dog, the more grooming the dog needs. And the dog will realize that grooming is part of his life and part of the routine, and they will start to enjoy it, or at least tolerate the grooming. Because if you wait like once a year to groom your dog, it's never going to enjoy grooming. It's going to see it as a punishment. It's going to hurt them. They're going to be knotted. It's going to be uncomfortable. So once a year grooming is not ideal. There, I think that's about it. I don't want to do too much on her ears because it bothers her. There you go, I think you're cute enough. Alright, so there you have it. A shaved Yorkshire Terrier with a really short head that I used the clippers on. I used a 5F on the head, 7F on the body and the legs. You know, on the feet I used a 10-15, 10 here. And I tidied up the areas that are sticking up, like with the scissors, and just blended in any areas with my thinning shears. So hopefully you like my video and you learned something. Let me know down below in the comments. So this is a nice summer clip, low maintenance groom for a Yorkshire Terrier, and you're a very, very good girl. I think I called you a boy earlier on, but you're a girl. All right, there you go. You want to show your face? It's not too bad. I'll probably go over her again because you know, the camera's right in my way, right in front of me, so I can't really get my arms working properly. So if you see anything sticking up, don't worry. I will get it after. There you go. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And you can see my future videos. And yes, I see this right here, so I'm going to get that off. And go check out the links below. I do have an Amazon store of all my grooming equipment that I use and recommend. Go have a look at that. It's down below in the description, and I'll put some other links, grooming links down below, and you can go have a look. All right, thanks very much for watching. Come here. Do you want to say goodbye? Do you want a cookie? Want a cookie? Do you want to go home? Want a cookie? Oh, let's go get a cookie. Okay, say bye. Bye.